moment, but first of all, let's go to focus. And we can do it. That was Angela Merkel's promise 3 years ago after Germany welcomed more than 1 million asylum seekers. But the work involved in actually processing them, well, it's just enormous. A real strain on the country's administration. 90% of rejected applicants appeal, and that means some 350,000 cases are before the courts. Despite new personnel, the numbers of the courts have no end in sight. Well, France 24's Anne Maillet and Nick Spicer spent a day with the judges of one court where 2/3 of procedures involve cases of migrants appealing a rejection or expulsion order.
It's 9 a.m. at Berlin's administrative court, the start of a long day for David Hoyer. He's a new judge, part of a wave of hires 2 years ago, brought on board to deal with the migrant crisis.
100% of my daily work at the tribunal is dealing with appeals linked to the asylum process. It's become the norm here. My parents call me all the time to see if we're doing okay, because they read in the press that we're overwhelmed.
On this day, Hoyer will examine the cases of 5 people whose asylum requests were rejected.
Case 4K114916A. Please attend hearing in room 2202.
Now's the turn of Youssef Khattab. 3 years ago, he deserted the Syrian army and fled to Germany. His wife and children are still in Syria, but the German government has drastically cut back on family reunions, so he's appealing a decision in his case.
The authorities are having a hard time taking care of us. And so the decisions take a while because there are a lot of refugees in Germany. I hope the court has the time to look at my case and that of my family.
There are many, many people like Youssef in Germany now appealing decisions on asylum cases. Some 350,000 cases are currently before the courts.
We're in the Secretariat of the 4th Chamber, which Judge Hoyer belongs to, and here are the cases that are being treated.
The system is overwhelmed. 13,000 asylum cases are being examined at this time at this court alone. Since 2016, the daily workload here has grown exponentially.
With the migrant crisis, we have many more cases to handle, and we need more personnel at every level. And we have other very basic needs: furniture, binders, pens, everything.
A dozen judges have been hired, but the courtrooms are still overflowing. On this day, Judge Markus Knors does the best he can with what he has.
There is no courtroom available, so today I'm falling back on a room for mediations. We have really limited means at present.
The workload is so important that it takes 2 years to handle a case, double the time from before the crisis.
Our workload has changed. These cases take a lot more time. We have to have hearings before we hand down a judgment, which is not what happens for the other cases we usually handle here.
Meanwhile, Youssef Khattab has come out of the courtroom with a smile.
I have a good feeling. I think the judge is going to rule in my favor. With God's help, my family will soon be here.
David Hoyer always gives himself a few days to consider each appeal. Each decision can change the destiny of an asylum seeker.
Our work is fascinating because the people we're dealing with are really in extreme life situations. But with experience, you learn to maintain a certain distance. Otherwise, the emotions follow you home from work.
A few days after the hearing, he gives his green light. Youssef's family will be able to join him soon in Germany. Overall, a little under half of the appeals are successful.